And you're like, what's the saying? There's an African saying where they say everybody thinks their mom is the best cook until you go and eat at your friend's house. I think that's the saying. But it's so true.
No, my mom
because it's
beats though. I don't know.
No. Yeah, and no offense to y'all's moms. But bro,
hey, no shade to your moms. No shade to your mom.
No shade to your mom. But bro, sometimes that does happen where you go somewhere else and you're like, wait.
Yeah, the food is amazing.
Actually.
You're like, oh wait.
Yeah,
you need to be coming for dinner here every day. Oh man.
Ay, skia wakibonga jia Kenyan rap Buruklynboyz azikosa kunem sai compare mapiki na us watu ndo wameingia kwa game album jama ameniaka fiti 2 years plus na siwezi complain na bado naleta hit sidhani mamblane na wata contain wakibonga jia Kenyan rap Buruklynboyz azikosa kunem sai compare mapiki na us watu ndo wameingia kwa game album jama ameniaka fiti 2 years plus na siwezi complain na bado naleta hit sidhani mamblane na wata contain wanashinda mehema boy ni kama maboy wa deserve it regardless bado jo akibonga sini majika rigadhi nilijua kuna mabrada switch alafu ni temtiaji na kaa kuna objo anadai smoke mshongo zangu za Miami.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the 30% podcast episode 151. We are very, very, very fresh into the 150s. My name is Sam Are. I am here with Afamefuna Onyebadi. Afam, what's up?
What's up? I'm disappointed. You remember we had not a disagreement. We had an agreement to only refer to me as a fine African man. So maybe let's do the intro one more time. We didn't have so that we can get that right. We had a side chat about this.
We didn't have a side chat. You're lying.
We had a podcast meeting. Where we both agreed, and you said, "Okay, from now on, we'll only introduce you as a fine African man."
Never happen, Afam. I am not ever referring to you as a fine African man. Not saying that you don't deserve to be. I just won't be the one to refer to you by.
So do you see how there's just no support system within this podcast? Like, I mean, it's a very toxic dynamic.
The victim card is very early too. At least leave it for like the 30 minutes. How are you just pulling out the victim card? Yeah, this is a podcast where we try not to be victims. We try to talk about the music industry, Kenyan music, Kenyan artists, and the Kenyan industry and everything that happens in it, or most things that happen in it. Just try to shed some light from the perspective of two producers, been in the game for a long time. Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about that. That makes me feel icky.
Why? Are you?
No, but it's a reality. It's a reality.
Of growing old in the industry.
It's true. Yeah, I am.
Or is it just? Let's get vulnerable. Is it a situation where you feel like if you're too old, you won't be considered hip and cool?
Yeah, exactly. And now, who doesn't want to be hip and cool? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I'm trying to be hip.
Oh, sorry. How are you doing? Sorry, I didn't know what to say.
I'm doing good. I'm doing good, man. Still chugging along, still plugging along.
Fighting the good fight.
Yeah, just been fighting the good. I don't know if it's a good fight anymore. It's just a fight. But yeah, just working on a few ideas. This week I've been more inspired than most weeks, I would say. I've been listening to a lot of music, a lot of Rags Original. That's been my main squeeze. A lot of people have been on the Rags wave, and I've listened to his music from here time to time. But it's been a big thing that I've been listening to this past week. Just consuming a lot of content, and that has actually helped with my productivity and just my inspiration. So yeah, working on a lot of music, also making a few realizations about myself and how far I need to be or what I need to be doing. But because I do feel like man, when I observe like some of these other scenes and what they're doing in these scenes, I'm just like, I feel super challenged. But I could
Tell
I
me
could
more.
go
Tell me
down.
more. Tell me more. So what you're saying is that you perhaps feel like you could be doing more and better with your time.
For sure. For sure. But first, let's find out how you are doing, Sam.
I was about to get into my therapist bag. You just interrupted my therapist bag. I was about to show you all the years I've studied. I'm good. Feeling a lot better. Been creating, working on a bunch of remixes. And yeah, that's it. Trying to get back into some sort of creative groove. I feel like I fell off a bit, but yeah, so that's kind of where I'll be. It's nothing interesting so far. I'm hoping to go for some shows.
Falling off is fine as long as you pick yourself back up.
Yeah, definitely picking myself up. Yeah, trying to hopefully I can get into going for some shows again. Now that I'm back, like I want to go out and touch the streets, touch and see the people, the people perform live. Which is one thing I'm starting to enjoy a little bit more. So, yeah, that's that, man. Just paying attention to what's going on, listening to some music. Yeah.
Okay, Sam, do you want to do the therapy session?
All right. So, where were we last week? 2 minutes ago. Where were we last week? So, from what you had said, actually, let me not do that. Just talk, because people actually to do therapy, and I don't want people to think I do it terribly. I'm serious.
No, actually, I like this. I like this concept of a therapy session. It's actually interesting. This is intriguing. Therapise me.
Therapise me.
Is that a
Therapise me. That's not what anyone says. Therapise me. Oh man. No. So I mean, the major thing I think would be just the aspect of, because I mean we've had conversations about this even like off the podcast, and just like feeling like the time has sort of has moved past you, and you've not used both the time that you've been given and what the time has offered in terms of like the music and the like the different trends that time has. Rather, that's how I'm looking at it. Like with time comes like trends and stuff, and if you're not actively participating in it, then you sort of skip over that, and that could be things that grow you and push you forward as an artist. I don't know if I'm making sense. Is that kind of what you feel, or is it something different?
Similar. Similar. I would say for me personally, I think I had that feeling more so before I released the projects that I released in March.
IRL. Go check it out.
Yeah, because I think that was a big reason why I worked on that project, because I felt like I hadn't really released my own thing up till then.
Yeah.
Right now, I think the main feeling I'm grappling with, and I think I talked about this in the past, is I do feel there is a lack of something. I can't even necessarily put my finger on it, but there's an itch that needs to be scratched. There's a part of me that wants to do something. I can see it. It's right there. And I feel like the industry would really, I feel like the industry needs whatever this thing is. And so for me, that's kind of like the main thing I'm grappling with. And one of the main challenges is just observing what other people are doing in other scenes, creative scenes in Africa, and being like super challenged.
Yeah.
And super like insecure about my own stuff. Because that's what I'm feeling right now. Like I had a bunch of stuff I was working on, and I listened to some music this week, and I was like, I have to scrap everything. Just get rid of everything and start again. You know, that feeling,
everything
I'm
is
sure.
Scrapping everything is not for the weak too. Like it's imagine spending weeks and the problem is like at the moment that you're creating that stuff, you're vibing and you're like, this is I'm doing something, and then you go and then just press go to Spotify and press play on Odunsi or whoever it is, and just you're like, you know what?
Nobody knows that, bro. Let me tell you, that's one of the worst feeling. Because like yesterday I was making a beat, and while I was making it, I was like, bro, this shit is generational, man.
Yeah.
And then I finished it, did a few things, listened to it. I was like, nah, this ain't eat. Like, bro, like what are we doing, man? Like,
It's just that
so
spamming, deleting
fuck.
drums. Just rage quitting, rage deleting drums. No, yeah, it's
No, I don't delete. Like me, I don't delete it. Like me, for me, it's like once I make something, I'm like, okay, that's what it is. You know what I mean? If I don't like it, I'm just moving on.
so you hoard.
Like, no
You're a hoarder. You hoard
attachments.
beats. Are you hoarding beats?
No, I don't hoard. No, I don't hoard. I'm not. I try my best not to be attached.
Yeah, okay.
You know, there's people who will make like 2 beats and they'll be like, nah, these beats have to be good. So they'll work on them. Me, I'll be like, okay, they were good for. So I made those beats and that's what they are. If I don't like them, I'll just make new ones.
Yeah, no.
So usually that's what I try. That's what I try and do.
I've had mass delete sessions. But I understand. I think for me, it's that I think, like we're saying also off the podcast, like I think in terms of just that innovation and newness, what we do here and sort of just the nature of me paying attention to the industry, you tend to focus on like what's happening in the popular scene. At least for me, I tend to focus on what's happening in the popular scene, and that can take a lot of time and energy away from looking for newer and innovative and creative artists and musicians and music. And that's something that I think I've really stopped doing, that I need to get back into is. And as artists, it's also like a challenge to do that. There's artists who, of course, create better without listening to other people, other artists and whatnot. But then there's also, sometimes it will benefit an artist to like sit and, like for you now, you're thinking of doing something new and offering something different from what you offered previously. And you could just be sitting down and, listening to like the same channels of creativity, music that you've been listening to. But then it's like now it benefits you as an artist to go out there and look for something new, fresh, hot for you, and also things that have not been seen before in the industry, which will now be for everyone else. I think that's a challenge, but that's a challenge that we need to accept, I think.
But which brings me to a question, Sam. If you were investing in an artist or even an artist profile within the industry, let's assume there was a major label. We'll call this label Therapy Sessions. And this label is massively affiliated with it's actually, let's say in this world, there's a big 4. And they're in Kenya, and right now they're like, yo, we're trying to, we're trying to do some stuff. Like, what would you prioritize in terms of who you sign and what you kind of like pursue in terms of like making like an artist, making a career, and the kind of music that they make, even the visuals and just how they represent themselves as an artist?
I mean, if I'm contextualizing it and I'm doing the label here, if I'm here and I'm trying to find musical musicians and musical acts to sign, the feeling that we've been having, I think, stays, where I would want to look for something interesting, something different and new. There is a delicate balance for me because the industry is what it is and you can't really ignore it. I feel like there should be a balance between doing something new, something innovative, finding an artist who is completely fresh in terms of their visuals. Like for me to be more of doing something different at a high enough level where it's recognizable outside. So whatever direction that takes, in whatever genre it is, but then just trying to infiltrate the market with something different. But then I think I'd also try and balance that out with looking for a quality. Like when I say quality, I don't mean like an artist that everyone just loves who makes music, but then an artist who really pays attention to their craft, who is based here as well, and go on some sort of like a run, like a music drop run, and then also like a feature run, like someone who's strong in features to be able to because that's how you kind of spread your name and your likeness, your brand around is also by doing features. So I probably invest in like those two things. One, someone who I can export, because exporting is the game. Someone who I can collaborate with different areas of Africa and collaborate well and play at that high level. I think sometimes you could have an artist who is like new and fresh, and then it's just like like it sounds like they're trying. But then someone who's like really innovative and play at that high level, as well as locally, someone here locally who would also like spread their roots in here and do something different.
So you would be more balanced.
Yeah.
You would try and balance out in terms of innovation as well as catering to the Kenyan audience.
I think so. I think the Kenyan audience and the Kenyan scene is just very, as it is right now, it seems very closed. It's a very closed industry. We have a few people who are sort of trying to break out of those walls and doing really well at it too. But then I feel like for the majority of it is a very closed industry. If you compare it with industries like South Africa, and okay, maybe South Africa might not be the best example, but like a Nigeria, and of course like the Western industries, the UK industry, and America, which is what people are striving towards. Yeah, our industry seems very closed. So it's looking for someone, one, who can really manage themselves well and elevate themselves within this industry and sort of like become an example within, and then also somebody who is just geared for breaking that the walls and whatnot. But balance would be the key for me, I think. I don't know who I would give priority though. I don't know.
That's a hard question. Yeah. I mean, maybe you haven't even discovered the person who
exactly.
you would invest
what would you do?
In that way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, how would you go about that?
I mean, for me, it's like you observe that like all the Alte kids in Nigeria, kina say level 10 or Lua, and I'm just like, okay, the way they express themselves, because they involve a lot of like Nigerian like themes in their music, you know, it's not like they don't still rap in like, maybe they'll do more pidgin stuff, or actually just even, you know, be speaking, whether it's in Igbo, Yoruba, or whatever, you know what I mean? But obviously they're hopping on new age beats, you know, like just more alternative sounds still. And then if you look at the older generation of the alternative artists like Santi and Odunsi and Zamir, or I don't know, like all these guys, like I feel like they do the same. They hop on the alternative sound, but then they involve like the traditional and cultural like themes.
Yeah.
I think though the balance is kind of skewed towards, in their situation, it's kind of skewed towards being alternative than it is catering to what's comfortable for the scene. And I think that's where I would lie.
For them.
If it was
for
me.
Those artists, you mean?
For those artists, yeah.
Okay.
I think for them, the emphasis is experimentation and including or involving all their like modes of inspiration first, before kind of like catering to what people would naturally gravitate to when it comes to listening, the listening experience. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, it would be the same. Because always you have to like include or involve like your cultural background in music. Otherwise, then what are you doing? You know what I mean? You need to make you like even the decisions in terms of, so like this example is we're in a label. Who am I investing with? Of course, I want somebody who's going to be relatable. Definitely.
Yeah.
But I do want somebody who is on the alternative scale, in terms of their choices, their musical choices, you know, their visual aesthetic, and just like everything. So I don't know. I was just seeing a lot of stuff online, as you do, and seeing where the labels put their emphasis, especially the major labels that are like getting into the industry right now.
Yeah.
And most of them, I'm not gonna lie, it's catering to what's already comfortable. And I get it. On a business level, it's like, we're investing money, we wanna be safe, we wanna like go for the sure bets.
Yeah. Also, it's a trial, right?
But for
it's a
me,
trial for them on how to.
I guess it's a trial.
Yeah.
And so they don't want to fuck up, and they don't want to like, mess up that opportunity, and then the majors get disinterested because it wasn't working out. Blah blah blah. But bro, maybe I have the gambling gene, but I don't really. I'm not a gambler at all.
No parlays.
But maybe I have that gene. Huh?
I said no parlays. You're not betting on.
No,
Arsenal
I don't do
winning the
any
league.
parlays. No,
man.
bro, I've never been into sports betting or any type of betting.
neither.
But in terms of just the way I am, I find it exciting to try for the thing that's not necessarily a sure bet. And for me, it's like I get bored. And I know I had a similar like rant in the past, but like it's like if I was to have my own label outfit, it would be so alternative. Like it would be it would just be very different.
Yeah, but
And I think that's what we're lacking
yeah,
in the scene
yeah,
at a high level. Because I want to say, people are alternative in our scene, but it's mostly unbacked because nobody's really going to like invest a lot of money into like things that are alternative.
yeah.
I need there to be an outfit that's backing the less likely to work projects. That's what I would do.
I mean, that's cool.
Okay,
That's,
less likely to work in quotes in terms of our industry.
yeah. That's
If that makes sense.
the issue with the industry is that we know what has worked in the past 10 years. And it really honestly hasn't been. I would say the last time I probably had a feeling like that, like what you're saying, like something just different, that actually ended up working for the most part is like the Camp Mulla project. And just with what everyone was doing at the time, the beats were really interesting. And then it's just a bunch of kids just, coming from a specific place and just rapping the way they were rapping. It was very swaggy, which was the word at the time. There was a lot of swag with it. And look how far it took them. And very innovative. And of course, it's the blueprint of that is still seen today. But apart from that, it's like a majority of the industry is just really... I don't know what it is about just the fear of being innovative and like pushing the envelope and going on different beats and different styles of writing. Even like we're talking about, or rather, you recommended that Santi song. And the writing is not necessarily like straightforward.
The song in question is Holiday Sniping.
Yeah, Holiday Sniping. And the writing is not, it's not like the conventional, like it's almost like Rema-ish where you're breaking it to laugh, and it's just very different and vibey. But it's cool and it's innovative. We just don't have, I feel like the masses won't, again, it goes back, and I hate preaching about the masses, but the masses just, I don't know if they're going to accept it. I'm a bit skeptical.
They wouldn't. They wouldn't, but they wouldn't until, of course, it's accepted globally, and then everyone will say, "Oh, wait, actually, this is kind of hard." You know what I mean? But I think there's one thing you said before the podcast that's actually so true. Is like the industry might not even know what it needs or what it wants until you show it that, wait, actually, we needed this.
Yeah. We've been eating the same way until you add a different spice into the food, and they're like, "Ooh, what's this?"
And you're like, "What's the saying?" There's an African saying where they say everybody thinks their mom is the best cook until you go and eat at your friend's house. I think that's the saying, but it's so true.
No, my mom
because it's like
beats though. I don't know.
No. Yeah, and no offense to y'all's moms. But bro,
hey, no shade to your moms. No shade to your mom.
No shade to your mom. But bro, sometimes that does happen where you go somewhere else and you're like, wait.
Yeah, and the food is amazing.
Actually,
You're like, oh wait.
yeah,
you need to be coming
know
for
what I
dinner
mean?
here every day. Oh man.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm trying to say. Like, I think we do need that. Like, don't get me wrong. We need the labels to still invest in the conventional sounds that we have. We still need that. But we do need outfits that are also really super hyper invested in the alternative and just pushing that as well at a high level.
Yeah. That's true. I also feel like we need again like a Santi who is not just making music, but he's an artist where the difference is an artist who is writing music to sing it or rap it versus an artist who is like writing music to perform it. Like we don't have a lot of those. Like a Tyler the Creator who is a total creative, where your visuals and everything just really tie into a vision. And it's not very hard to do. You just need to have a strong vision and a strong brand. And then with everything you're doing, communicate that at like a really high level, right? I feel like that's one thing that we kind of miss. Or that's one thing like I feel like the labels should look to investing, like discovering artists who can do that and sort of fostering that, blooming it so that it matures into like a proper creative who can translate ideas.
Skill for me, it's skill is the issue because, like I said, I don't think there's not any people thinking about these things. I think Kenya has people who are trying, but for the most part, there's nobody backing it because it's not necessarily what
hot.
The masses will flock to, so it's not going to be profitable in the eyes of like a businessman. But you see, you don't know that you don't know something is going to like pop off and be super profitable if you only just invest in the sure bets. Which is why you look at some of the labels and I'm like, damn, like y'all are just signing the obvious, like that's the obvious choice.
Yeah. And
that's and I'm really not putting names out there, but I'm just like, you look at it time and time again, and it's like y'all just did you took the easy way out. That's the obvious choice. Like anybody would have signed that person. And it's just like, where's the risk taking? You know, why are we not signing an artist who hops on drum and bass? Or okay, that sounds biased and sounds because that's what I make. But but you get what I'm trying to say. You know what I mean?
Yes. I don't know. It's something that they could look into. It's something listen, again, I understand the labels going for who they've gone for. Because I think this is an evolving thing. It's first off, we are at the spot where we're starting to get more looks again. And so it's like they have to pick between servicing the now versus trying to innovate for the future. And I feel like just where they are and sort of what their goals are, their plans are, and what they're trying to do, as well as where the Kenyan industry is, I feel like it just better suits them to first just service the now and just figure out what's happening now and what can we use, what can we tap into that's working now to try and elevate that, rather than, you know, go and find some kid in his basement who has amazing stuff and try and scale that up to, like you're talking about, scale that up to a place where it's accepted. It's a conundrum for them, I think. People will do things in different ways, I guess. I don't know how to put it, but I do understand the I do understand the need. Definitely, and we had the conversation previously about not having anything exciting. I do understand the need for an industry to have that. Like something exciting coming constantly in the pipeline, you know, just pushing the envelope a little bit, a little further each time.
Whatever that is, I want to be part of that in some way or shape or form. Like, that's what I want to be part of. I don't want to just make like the same old, like, I do. I actually, let me correct myself. I do still want to make the the stuff that we have consumed and we've seen before. You know, there's times when I just want to make gengeton. There's times when I just want to make R&B. There's times when I just want to make trap and stuff like that. But there's also times I want to make something like a rock beat or a horror. What's the genre? I don't know. Just like a
shoegaze.
Yeah, just a weird like genre that nobody has really hopped on.
Yeah.
There's times I want to scratch that itch, and sometimes I think, okay, but who would I like work with on this, and then it just becomes very difficult, because everybody's just doing the same thing. But anyway, interesting conversation to be had, but I think it's a conversation that needs to be had more in the boardrooms, man.
Yeah, definitely. All the people,
because people are there.
Yeah,
people are there. Like the artists are there if you really look. Like the artists who will do something not like what we've seen before, they're there. We just need to like put money behind them
and belief. Put money and belief behind them.
And belief.
But yeah,
we sound so green. We sound so optimistic and wide-eyed.
Oh man, I think that's at least about you. I think that's something good I can say about you, and just how because your focus tends to be futuristic and trying to come up with things that are fresh, but you're still understanding of like what's going on. You would actually make a perfect label. Yeah, you make a perfect.
This might be like
the wrong line of work.
The first nice thing you've said. This might be the first nice thing you've ever said about me. Thank you.
You just ruined it. Now I want to take it back. It's not the first.
No. Okay. I'm quiet. Shh.
No. But yeah. It takes people with balance, because you also. I mean, you definitely cannot just snub the rest of the industry for looking for something fresh and green, or something exciting. Like you still have to cater to kind of what's happening in the culture. So it's a delicate balance. It needs a wise man. But yeah, we continue to see what happens. For sure. Let's talk about.
Speaking of snubs, do you want to talk about the guy who's being snubbed at the moment?
Weren't we speaking of snubs before? Okay. Let me not ruin your segue. Yes, speaking of snubs.
It's such a good segue.
Yeah, but okay, yes, it was Afam. It's a very good. This is a therapy session, so yes, I have to affirm.
Okay.
It was a very good segue.
Thank you.
Maybe next time we could have it to be more relatable, but for now, I think you did best with what you.
That was amazingly relatable, in my opinion. Yeah. I'm going to get a new therapist.
Okay, Iyanii. Let's talk about Iyanii. So Iyanii is saying everyone is snubbing him, man. I don't know how to put it. This is event organizers specifically are snubbing him, and he says that he will let the music speak as he aims for Grammy Awards. This is really interesting. It's interesting. When I looked at it, I didn't think it was much of a story until you really brought it up, in the sense that Iyanii has had a couple of like really big hits in the past couple of years. And if there's one thing Kenyan event organizers love, is hits. So then why isn't he getting headlining shows like Blankets and them, like, and Soulfest, and then like we don't see his name up there like that. So that's kind of, I don't know. What do you think? So
yeah, I just interfaced with this whole situation because I saw Odds from Drill Digest talking about it. In fact, y'all can listen to what he had to say now.
I just wanted to say, man, justice for Iyanii. That's it. Kijana ametupea 2 hit songs over the last 12 months, and no festival is booking him. What made me make these videos? I've looked at the Soulfest lineup. We have 5 acts who have never given us hit song in the last 10 years. 10 years. And I feel like there's some injustice going on. I don't see not about Soulfest, not any Blankets, but I know we have a new Blankets coming up. So yeah, I'd like to see Iyanii perform. Like he's putting the work. Juu promoters ile mnaangalianga nini mkichagua. Okay, yeah. Maybe if you're a promoter saying this, just tell me, what do you look at? Because this guy's given us 2 hit songs. Dojumaberi go kila mahali. Kifo cha Mende was everywhere. Yes, no festival is booking him. We need to celebrate our own and push our own. So I want to see Iyanii in Soulfest, in the Blankets, the December edition, and the Asake show. Watu watukutane, Soulfest na Blankets. I know one of you guys will see this. Mtuweke Iyanii kwa show, please. Let's support our own. This guy is really putting the work. Over the last 5 years, ametoa hit song every year. And this year, ametupea hit song mbili. So yeah, it's only justice tumweke kwa show.
The reason why I thought it was very interesting is because, yeah, it is true. Like, and I think this goes back again to our first conversation we've had in this podcast, which is people just prioritizing sure bets over like. But even then, Sam, Iyanii, he's had hits. I don't see how he's a huge risk compared to some of the names who always get favored for some of these spots.
Yeah.
I mean, he had the huge song Fura Nikulewa na Marafiki. Like that song was
that was everywhere.
That song was a massive hit
everywhere. Goodness.
And then obviously Don't Jo Maber, Don't Jo. Like I can't escape that song. Like that song it's everywhere. In my opinion, I would say it's low-key almost the song of 2025. I'm not gonna lie, it's up there in terms of like this. Like it's if last year's big song was Anguka Nayo, Don't Jo Maber is
that seems like
almost
ages ago now.
I know, man. Your time. Let me tell you, time.
The music
time
industry moves so. That seems like ages ago.
Oh, so
Dang.
quickly, man, bro. Let me tell you, man. This music industry is scary.
Bro.
It's scary hours.
Yeah.
Because one day you might be at the top. The next time, you're
in no conversations at all, man.
Don't even. You're cold. You're cold, bro.
brutal.
Like, I hate this industry so much. It's so like. It's like every day there's something new.
Yeah.
It's like a goldfish. Like it's like, where's the memory? Anyway, yeah, I think it's weird that Iyanii isn't getting these big shouts for shows, which leads me to think, because I was looking at all the comment sections and everyone was like, yo, just throw your own show, do your own thing, do your own thing, do your own concert. If these guys don't believe in you, do your own concert. Sam, how feasible do you think it is for artists to throw their own shows? I mean, realistically, if we're being like honest.
Yeah. Well, so I mean, to throw a show in, it's money. So it depends on how much money you have. To throw a really good show, you need a lot of money and a lot of resources. And so for artists that are independent, right? Of course, a lot of the artists, majority of the artists that we have in our scene are independent artists. They definitely don't have the capital to get a really good venue and pay for that. Then you have to figure out whether you're doing the band and all of that. And every single thing I say is money going. It's just negative shillings.
Are there going to be vendors?
That's money going.
Who's going to be doing the sound?
Sound, a huge one, of course. Then
who's going to be doing the security?
Well, shows they tend to just forget about it. Security usually is just left to the bottom. Like, nah, it's okay. Just hold your phones, please. Everyone, not everyone here is here to enjoy the music over the speaker. Not everyone is here to enjoy the music. So hold on to your things. That's as much security as you get. You can save money in security. No, but yeah, things like that, security and all of that business. If you're throwing a good show, there's pyrotechnics, there's lights, there's all of that stuff. Like, how is an indie artist who is barely getting 100,000 listeners on Spotify and whatever amount that's going to bring back, and the little shows, 1 or 2 people here or there who like invest in their music, how are you going to throw that kind of a show without like a proper investor? So it just becomes hard. So throw your own shows in theory sounds great. Like, that's the solution to the problem.
It sounds great in theory. It sounds fantastic in theory, but on paper, qua ground,
I don't know. V2 is very, very different. So that's the thing. Of course, artists could, and we've had a few successful ones here and there. Artists could like maybe join the alternative. Like you could join together like 3 or 4 artists and pool all your resources, as much resources as you can have, and then throw your show. That could be it's almost like a chama for shows at Music Circle, and just through
a chama,
yeah.
a chama for shows.
Yeah,
That's
chama for
hilarious. I don't know why
musicians.
that's funny.
Yeah, we should do that.
I like it though. I like that.
That's an idea. Trademark that. Or like something where you could just pool and then 2 or 3 or 4 artists and just say, okay, like every year we're going to try and throw a show and pool your money together and see if that works. But yeah, it's just very difficult. It's mostly from the monetary place. I think it's just
it's just not going to be profitable for an artist at that point. And you're trying to make some money. I mean, if you're just throwing your own shows, it also depends on the scale. You know, somebody like Iyanii isn't trying to just throw like a small, like intimate thing.
I'm sure, yeah.
You know what I mean? So
yeah.
I don't think it's a feasible solution.
Who did he?
Maybe that might be.
Maybe he pissed somebody off. Maybe he been blackballed.
But it could also be an Iyanii. It could also be an Iyanii thing. Maybe he needs to up his like the people who are in his team.
Maybe his
who are
team.
representing
That's
him.
huge too.
Maybe.
Like your team needs to be actively. And that's, I guess, maybe in like a future podcast we could talk about like managers and sort of their goals and what they're supposed to do. But then your team needs to be, one of the things the manager does is now this is not saying anything about him and his team, but then your team needs to be actively, because you're a business as an artist. So your team needs to be actively looking for ways to sell. Sell you sounds crazy. But then for ways to present you in front of people in ways that you can make money, music-wise, shows, endorsements, whatever it is, you know. So maybe that could be another angle that it could look at.
That's some good tough love, to be honest. I back it. Like in many regards, as much as he's not getting the shows, I think first thing you should do is look within and also be like,
look within.
Yeah, look within. Listen, this is a therapy session, man. Therapise. We're therapizing right now. Therapizing. So yeah, it could also be a situation where it's just like maybe the people who I've been rocking with, who helped me get. Oh, that's another big one. That's another big conversation to have, where artists get to a certain level with a specific artist team. You know, they helped you like in your beginning stages, and they're just unable to scale up to like the big leagues.
Yeah. Then you might need to.
That's a hard one.
You might need to
because
upgrade.
most of the people you come up with are like you know, they're your friends, or you've known them a little bit, and you have a bit of a relationship there, and that's a tough crossroads to get to as an artist, where it's like. Go ahead.
You know, I'm just doubling off, because some artists also just feel like they have to be loyal. Like you have to be loyal to your day ones, the guys you started with.
Are you the loyal type? Because me, I think I might be the one who's like, no, we'll make things work.
Even if you get to the point where you know that you know for a fact that, all right, I'm not going further than this point with these guys.
Oh, that's such a heartbreaking conversation. I'm even feeling the heartbreak right now. So, what if Iyanii's manager is like one of his boys, and now we're essentially saying he needs to like let that go? But people do it with their parents. Hey, Beyonce fired her
people do it with their
dad.
parents. Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
so-
If they can fire your if she can fire her dad, come on, who is your boy? Really, who is your boy? Who is your homegirl?
No,
who's your
to be
homegirl that
honest,
discovered you and really pushed you on when you were earlier? People are firing
but this
their
is why
parents,
people
bro.
get.
This guy's
But this is
brought
why
them into
people
the
get
world.
so bitter. No, but Sam, this is why people get so bitter, because you could discover somebody and you're in the trenches with them, eating ramen noodles every day,
Yeah.
sleeping on the couch, hustling, and then just because like you couldn't level up with the level of success you all made, now you have to be let go. Oh my god, that sucks. I could feel so bad. If that was me, I would feel so hard done by.
So what you could do is you could move them into a different role and say, okay, I'm bringing in someone in here for this business sake, but then you're not
be rolling.
leading.
You can be my blunt roller. Roll my blunt. Roll
That's
my blunt in the
The errand guy. No, turning your boy from that's disrespectful. Where your boy was helping you go out looking for shows and talking money talks, and then all of a sudden now he's the one to fetch the coffees. He's ready to chicken in. He's not doing lunches or chicken in. That's disrespectful. That's disrespectful.
No. Just pop. Listen,
just
we're
let
doing the
that
show.
guy
Just
go.
go buy us some cold waters, some chicken in. We're trying to have some. Actually,
how would you feel, Afam? How would you feel?
I'd refuse, of course.
you're
I'd
out.
refuse
You're
to
done.
do that. At that point, I'm done.
Oh, that's crazy.
But that happens a lot, man.
And as an artist,
it happens a lot.
Exactly. And as an artist, those are some of the hard decisions you have to make. And you really have to look. Sometimes you even have to do it preemptively, where right now the person is serving you, but then you don't feel as though you feel like at some point you're going to hit that ceiling with them. And so you make the decision now and there's less money involved and you're both cool and both in an understanding. Because as the further you reach, the more money you start getting as an artist, the more exposure, the more pressure there is.
More complicated.
Yeah, and if you try to start cutting things off, well, there's a lot of pressure. That's just human relationships 101. Try and minimize the fallout from it. So maybe that's
So hey.
Yeah, that's a hard thing that some artists maybe need to look at. I'm not saying Iyanii needs to look at that.
Iyanii.
Oh, you are.
Iyanii, I'm speaking to you right now, Iyanii, man. Listen, hey, barring any Blackpool situation, hey, just need to let your day one go, bro. You just need to let him go, man.
That's not. And we don't know if that's the real situation. No, let's not do that. I mean, an artist like him should really be performing at shows constantly because he's had a bunch of hits. I don't know why.
No,
why
but Sam, it's diabolical for you to have a hit like Donjo Maber, but you're still struggling in terms of getting festivals or bigger shows. That's cause for major restructuring. We'll call it restructuring. We're restructuring our friendship. I know you're my day one, but we're restructuring our friendship.
And that might not be the case too. Maybe he actually has a manager who is
a proper manager.
Yeah,
no, we're just joking around, guys. Guys, listen, we are joking, guys. This is not serious conversation.
Yeah.
Well, it is kind of serious, but not really.
Yeah. Something, but I think on that same, I guess one person whose team and their manager is.
That's a good segue. I like it.
Really,
I like it. So
really pushing.
That's good.
Yeah. I learned from the best.
That.
I learned from the best. And you, one of the person who's
wow.
my bad. I'm so sorry. But yeah, I mean, again, Bien, the Afronation, Portugal, 2026, 3rd to 5th July. Bien is going to be one of the performers there. Headliners being Asha K, Tyler, Wizkid, special guest Gunna. Those are massive artists, and he's part of that. So I mean,
huge shout out to Chiki, man. She's really doing the business, man.
Yeah.
Now imagine that conversation if Bien's career evolves past
his wife
stuff that Chiki can organize, bro. Imagine that conversation.
You can let your boy go and easy, but then you have to go
Sam,
home with.
I would pay to be a fly on the wall for that conversation.
Oh, man.
Where it's listen.
Oh, that would be so sad.
Be entertaining though, bro. Anyway, no, but that's massive. Afronation is an event that's been around since I want to say 2019. Yeah. It's been all over the world. It's gonna be in Portugal next year. I believe it's July of next year.
Yeah,
and bro, that's a huge lineup, man. Yeah, that's a huge lineup to be affiliated with, and I like that Bien's name is bro, the music industry is so funny. You know how it's they negotiate. Oh no, my name has to be in the big print. Okay, fine, mine will be in the second biggest print.
Do you know there's guys who actually
the third biggest?
There's people who give up money, give up some of their show money just so their names can be a little bit bigger in the print. That's crazy.
100%. The
Nah,
music industry is such a
give me my
funny
money,
place,
man. Run
man.
me my money. They don't
But it's good.
have me
It's
down
good to
there
see
tiny.
BN in very good company,
Yeah,
man.
yeah.
Awilo Logomba is good to be in the lineup. That's so random, but also so amazing. I mean, Ghana, Ashake, Tyler
Mariah
Whiskey,
the Scientist,
bro.
Olamide.
I'm trying to see.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see BN collaborating with these people. You know, hopefully he meets these people backstage and he's like, "Yo," and they're like, "Yo, let's lock in." Imagine a Ghana BN song. That would be nice.
That would be nice, especially the sort of run Ghana has been on and what everyone is just saying about him. Like that would be fire.
Ghana's been on an insane run.
Yeah.
But yeah, shout out to BN.
This is
hey,
cool.
listen, talking about day ones, I think BN has he's kind of made that decision. But hey, listen,
And this is kind of what we've been looking for. I mean, and we talk about him a lot, obviously, because he's one of the poster boys of the industry right now. But this is what we've been looking for: is for Kenyans to be
poster man. He's a poster man.
Yes, poster bald man. It's for Kenyans to be in these conversations more and have more of our own on these lineups, you know. And so, yeah, steadily we'll get there. Steadily.
All right, man. Let's steadily get into new music. Oh, what a transition that was, man. Listen, I'm still the goat at this.
You can't call yourself
Sam
the
disagrees.
goat. It's only for rappers.
Yes, I can. Yes, I can.
No.
I can call myself the goat, man. Sam, listen, you can't dictate who I am as a human being anymore. Like,
I'm so sorry, man. I can't. You're right. I can't dictate who you are as a human being.
You can't.
Let's get. Let's get into some music.
Let me start with the music. So I listened to All Right by Chris Kaiga. Shout out to him. It feels like an event whenever he releases music. And then I listened to. I want to shout out Kenyan Rap by Buruklynboyz. They also released a video that it's hard. I think they really put a lot of emphasis into this release. For some reason, this release, everything about it was just really nice. From the social media to the artwork to the video, spot on. Like Buruklynboyz, I just need them to keep on releasing music like this because this is fantastic. Then I listened to a project, Recess by Jovi Jove. Shout out Jovi. That's like his thing. Anyway,
Thank you for that.
Sam
we wouldn't have known.
Sam keeps on looking at me like I'm
wouldn't
crazy,
have
man.
known that was his thing if he didn't.
But that's
do it.
his thing.
Thank you so much. We appreciate it.
But that's his thing, man.
Yeah.
That's how he starts his songs, bro.
And me and all the listeners are really happy you brought that you brought that up for us. Thank you so much.
And you know what? You're welcome. You're welcome. So anyway, this was a really good collaboration with Lemario. I feel like Lemario and Jovi have some real good chemistry. There's also a song produced by Cap as well as 19 on the song. On the project. It was good to see Swahili Papi involved as well. Always happy when I see Swahili Papi.
Yeah.
He has a line in one of the songs that's very hilarious. But anyway, shout out to Jovi, man. I think when it comes to Shrap, Jovi is really, really carrying the genre on his back. So I want to see Butros respond in kind and also do something phenomenal for the Shrap scene. But not to say he hasn't, but I want to see something like now. What else did I listen to? I also listened to Rusha for Mr. Frank White. That was a really good listen. And lastly, I listened to Ngori Sana by Mandy. She also dropped a video. I think the video was actually really nice. So shout out to Mandy. Lastly, I listened to Rumors by Dufla Diligon. Is it Diligon or Dilijon? Anyway, and Iyanii. So, they released Donjo Maber earlier. So, I guess that was an Iyanii song. This is a Dufla song. So, it's like, you tit for tat or whatever they say. Sam.
So a couple of projects. Number one would be Shalom. Shalom, of course, we had talked about his recent project Hotbox. I had attended the listening party, and then before that, he dropped Apartment 14. He's been collaborating with Cheru also. So he released another lo-fi themed project called Dear Gift Pendo, which is cool. He's kind of that's kind of his lane. At least that's what he told us when he was during the last listening party of Hotbox, that he really likes that lo-fi sound. So shout out to him for releasing that. An artist who I've not really known called Ice Lead, which is an interesting name, released Break the Ice. That's a project. I've listened to a couple of songs on there. Modest Shabari, Muringi is also on there. Interesting. I will definitely want to listen to that a little bit more. But yeah, man, there's so many different artists are just popping out of the woodworks that you haven't really heard before. Unspoken Salaton made a beat and gave it to both Tesla and Red Sun. And I don't know whether that's a case of it's a redeem, because it's one of those redeem sounding joints, but it's a redeem that he's just given to different artists, or sometimes as a producer, you forget that you sent the beat to two different people and they both release songs on it. But shout out to him for that. And Red Sun, the song is called Rough Rider. Tesla's version of the song is called Love Story. So that was pretty cool. What else did I listen to? One of my favorites, Sofian Zhao songs to date, called Hutia, collaborating with Madism and Robert Miles. And yeah, this is one of my favorite, performances by Sophia, and just the beat. I just feel like everything really worked well. And plus, if you listen to the song, it's just, I can't remember the name of that song, but just that nostalgic. It's just very nostalgic. And that, of course, nostalgia already played a huge part in me liking the song. So shout out to them and shout out to Sophia Nzao for that, man. Hope that you keep progressing. Apart from the other ones that you mentioned, I listened to Recess as well. And yeah, a couple of other stuff. But the other album I listened to, which I need to listen to a lot more, but I went through it a couple of times, is Muthoka's album. Muthoka obviously has been releasing a little bit more consistently recently, and he dropped Look What Mamba Made, which is a very interesting project. Interesting project. I don't know if you got the chance to sit down with it. I listened to it a couple of times, and yeah, I really liked it. It seems like the majority of the production, if not all of it, was done by August. I say that like a Nigerian. August. Is that IV or August the 4th? You never know with Roman numerals, but it's pretty cool. We had played a song off that project, Selector, which I still really like. I played it again when I was going through the project, and I just really enjoyed that song with Night Boy. And then he has EXO featuring on there, and again, August, AJ is on there. He got AJ to sing a bit, which was cool. And then Mercury KE, and of course the producer. So yeah, very, very, very interesting project. Shout out to him, man.
Wait, you didn't listen to Big T?
To who?
Big T.
Big T.
Taylor Swift.
Oh, yo, what does that have to do with KE? Play KE music, Afam. Are you anti-KE? Why we're here talking about Kenyan artists and you're bringing Taylor Swift. What does Taylor Swift have to do with anything? That's crazy.
Great question. So why is she number one on the New Music Friday Kenya's Spotify playlist?
You're doing some science there.
Yeah. Exactly,
Spotify need to tell us. Spotify need to tell us why on Kenyan New Music Friday they prefer to put non-Kenyan. I mean, we don't know what she is. Obviously, you can't tell these days.
I'm sure that's beyond the paycheck. I'm sure the people who work at Spotify in Kenya, they're just instructed. That's what it's going to be.
Put the hottest thing. Yeah, I feel like there's like a pool of like 10 artists or 20 artists who, whenever they drop, they're going to go on that place. But it's a challenge. I mean, they're going to go to the top of the cover of the playlist. It's a challenge though. Like just like put the Kenyan. We are the ones listening to it. It's us. How about you put our people on there? But back to Muthoka. Very good album. Very, very good album. The production was pretty decent. Very interesting sounds. It's not like the common sounds that you would hear. It's like a blend between Afro, there's R&B, a lot of like in-betweens in terms of the genre, which is very cool. Mostly like softer sounds and all of that. That's cool. I really like the album art with the green and everything. Looks like a little bit of thought was put into that, which we do like. on this podcast. So yeah, 8 songs. I enjoyed it. Definitely going to go back and listen to it. I think for this week, we would play a song from that album. Of course, there will be many to choose. But I think we would be going with Yetu si Wawili. So that's Muthoka, August 4. I hope I'm getting that right. August 4. And yeah, man, very interesting, very soft, very, very vibey. So for today, we're going to be playing Muthoka in August 4 from Muthoka's album Look What Mamba Made, and the song is Yetu si Wawili.
Nataka nimshike, hizi michezo sini danger, oh, oh, oh. Love the way you call me teacher, mtihani tushapita, baby usipige picha, ibaki ni yetu si wawili, tusiambie wengine tunachofanya, wacha iwe siri, ayaya, tusije tukapatikana kwa pati ama kwa kitanda, mwenyewe unajua rada, nasukichoma, mimi nitachoma mbaya. They say mamba bad man, mamba no 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 bad man. So you wanna come through to my crib tonight? Tell your nigga you gonna be busy tonight. Asukiniana mama sita cheese tonight. Tutavunja kitanda niamini. Yo super, unafika saa ngapi? Hadi baby tukisikika, mitihani tushapita, usije ukachoma picha, ibaki ni yetu si wawili, tusiambie wengine tunachofanya, wacha iwe siri, ayaya, tusije tukapatikana kwa pati ama kwa kitanda, mwenyewe unajua rada, nasukichoma, mimi nitachoma mbaya, ibaki ni yetu si wawili, tusiambie wengine tunachofanya, wacha iwe siri, ayaya, tusije tukapatikana kwa pati ama kwa kitanda, mwenyewe unajua rada, nasukichoma, mimi nitachoma mbaya.
That was Muthoka, Yetu si Wawili, off his latest project, Look What Mamba Made. Shout out to him. And yeah, man, let's see how the album ages, and all to all the other people who've been releasing projects and singles. Thank you for making our Fridays interesting.
Yes, sir. Thank you for making our Fridays interesting, our lives less laborious. And I hope you guys enjoyed our therapy session. We were very vulnerable, and let's do this again next week.
No.
You don't think we were vulnerable?
I don't think we were vulnerable.
I think we were. But anyway, guys, as
all right, man.
As always, thank you guys so much for listening to this podcast. We started this podcast because we want to see Kenyan artists paid more and played more. And also, if you're new here, I usually like to end the podcast with the 3 C's, which is a mantra that I devised for myself because I want to get better at this art thing, and I'm not perfect. Number 1 being consistency. Always be consistent, because consistency beats talent every day. Number 2, confidence. Always be confident in your work. If you're not confident in it, nobody's going to buy into it. And number 3, craft. Always work on your craft. If you can only dedicate a few minutes every day, please do. it adds up. I promise. It really does. So try your best. I know life is crazy. I know there's limited time to do things, but you just have to. And then also I wanted to kind of spend this kind of end of the podcast. I just wanted to talk about Aluoch Onyango. Now, I didn't know her too well, I can't lie, but she touched my life in the sense that, I released a project earlier this year, and all of a sudden I'm in my room and I'm seeing somebody doing a very in-depth review of the EP that I released. And bro, I was so hyped. I remember I was like showing my mom, I was like, look, somebody's just made like a whole breakdown of each individual song and given their thoughts on the project as a whole, and spent a lot of time to just break it down on the social media. And I was like, wow, that's crazy. I'd never experienced somebody do that for me in such detail. And I, to be honest, like, I was just very touched by that. And as much as I didn't know her at all, like on a personal level, I guess she touched my life in one way, and I'll never forget that interaction. So just wanted to give her a rest in peace. I know they're going to do a show on Monday, which would have passed by the time you guys are listening to this podcast, just kind of in her memory. Shout out to her, and just like in all the ways that she spent kind of uplifting Kenyan art and Kenyan music. And I just wanted to say that, like, because as much, like I said, as much as I didn't know her like that, she found time in her life to spend it putting people onto my music, and I'll never like forget that. But anyway, I think just even because of the nature of the podcast, it really touches me when I see people spending time and putting it into like uplifting the scene.
Yeah.
I love people who do that, because you don't have to, but you do anyway, So may she rest in peace, man.
Yep.
But anyway, Sam, another podcast down the can. Do you have any final words for all your adoring fans? I know some let me tell you something about Sam.
Yes,
Sam gets fan mail. He gets fan mail from his many adoring fans, like, and they just be saying, "Oh, Sam, just give me a chance," and and Sam just acts like he's, Sam acts like he's just like some regular guy, but like,
the time is over.
Let me tell you something
this
about
therapy session
Sam.
is over. We've gone over time. I need to go pick the kids from school. This therapy session over. Oh man, episode 151. Thank you guys for listening. Definitely love doing this for you guys, and even for ourselves too. Just keeping up with what's going on and having some of these conversations. I think it's really cool, especially from two people who are interested in music and the Kenyan music scene. So thank you guys. Like, share, subscribe, do all the things. I don't remember the last time I said that, and that kind of feels a little bit cringe. But no, share this with people who you think would benefit from these conversations.
Yes, sir.
Bringing them to you guys, and we will catch you guys in the next episode 152.